Hey, it's me, your boy Jay, Jason Ward, coming to you again from Freedom Train with part 2 of our summary where we wrap everything up and bring everything into a bundle. And so I'm sure that you really enjoyed part 1 where we talked about doing some things like developing that millionaire mindset and being able to pay yourself first. So now we're going to get into those other pieces that are going to get us there. But first, let's go ahead and make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that we can make sure to get you all that great content and the notification bell there as well so that you can get that content when it first comes out. Make sure you give us the thumbs up so that YouTube can make sure that we're giving you the kind of great content that you really do want to see. So again, back to wrapping it up and pulling everything together. We're now paying ourselves first, and now we want to have somewhere to put that money. Mostly today, savings accounts are not your friend. The average savings account is maybe going to get you 1% interest, and that really isn't even going to keep up with inflation. So definitely not a vehicle that I would suggest that you might want to use. Surprisingly, the vehicle that we do suggest that you want to do and get involved with as quickly as possible, because time is your friend in this case, and that would be to start to develop a whole life insurance policy. Now, you can't just set up any old whole life insurance policy, and we have the whole video that explains what you need to do. And in the books that are in the links below, which are Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game and Rich Dad Poor Dad, mainly Tony Robbins' book, he's going to mention some other great places that you can get this account set up. And so I would suggest that you highly get that book so that you can find out those places that he suggests as well. I am not going to personally recommend any as of yet, because every state, I believe, is a little bit different. You do want to make sure that whatever insurance agent that you're talking about is familiar with the exact setup, because this is something that probably 80% of the agents are not familiar with having done. So if you haven't watched that video on using whole life insurance as a savings vehicle, please make sure that you go back and look over that video, because it's a really great video and has a great bit of information in there on how to do that and get it set up. That's going to give you the best breaks as far as being able to set up a tax-free environment for your money to go into, so you don't have to worry about taxes. And it's not deferred taxes like your 401k. And the reason that most professionals are either unaware, or even if they are aware, they're not likely to recommend it, is because they don't make a ton of commission on these products. So in order for them to actually make money, they've got to sell a lot of them. Don't care. That's not my thing, is helping them make money. My job is to help you do what's best for you and your family. And they can, continue to sell their other products to those people that are unaware. But we're going to be one of those smart investors and do things the best way. So after we get our money in this whole life insurance policy, we can take that money out at any time. Typically, it's going to leave you about 90% liquidity until after the first maybe 7 years or so. After that, you have about 100% liquidity, and you can typically get a loan from any bank or what have you. Even if it's the insurance company themselves, they will go ahead and give you a loan based on that. Anywhere from 0 to 5%, and that loan can be repaid either by you immediately or whenever it is that you feel good and ready to do that repayment. But it doesn't negate whatever money it is that you have in the account, it's going to stay the same. You're not going to diminish that by the amount of the loan. So it's as if the loan is not taking from your money. It's just that money is collateral for the loan. So if at any time during the time period of that loan you happen to die before repaying it, that would be just taken out of the death benefit, because it is actually an insurance policy. Any money that you get from a loan from that is also not taxable, because they cannot tax loan income. That's tax-free money, so you can certainly use that and use as much of it or as little as you want. Now you're going to want to take that money and invest it, whether you're investing it in businesses, like that's what the plan it is that my wife and I have, is to initially use that money to invest in our businesses, the B&Bs and some of the cars it is that we have. So we're going to be using that to go ahead and build that up initially, but once we have it going really strongly, then we're going to be using it more towards the investment side. Now, when you're going into the investment side, a lot of people are looking really at getting involved in the stock market. Now, I'd love to tell you that that is a fantastic way for you to go ahead and make money, because quite frankly, it really is. And I would highly encourage everybody to go ahead and do that. However, before you get involved, you're going to want to go ahead and read up and get as much knowledge and information as you can about what you're doing. That book that I mentioned, Tony Robbins' book, is going to tell you some really specific ways to go and invest. And the advice that's in that book comes from some of the greatest investors of our time. Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, just a ton of just financial friggin' geniuses. So trust me when I say this, you definitely want to get that book, because you're not going to want to make any mistakes from this point, especially because you're really on the way to gaining financial independence. So please, please, please get the book. Pay attention to the lessons that it's talking about. They're going to be talking about things like asset allocation, and these are very important terms. And you're going to want to know what they mean so that you're not lost, and so that you don't go plunking your money down with somebody that is a supposed guru, and then when you're broke and penniless, or plunking your money in your 401k and wondering, why can't I retire when you're 105? Then you're going to be thanking me that that doesn't happen. So please, please, please get the book, read the book, and make your investment strategies wise. When it comes to our investments, we try to stick to the strategy, like Warren Buffett said. When you're investing, you want to make sure, rule number one is never, ever, ever lose money. Rule number two is, if you forget rule number one, please refer back to rule number one. That's it. Don't lose money. So minimize your risks, maximize your profits, and then diversify. And not just diversification along businesses or in the stock market, but diversification along investment classes. So you don't want to put all your eggs in the stock market, because inevitably the stock market is going to have its downtime. So you want to be diversified across different classes, not just the stock market. You want to be involved in bonds and gold and things that are going to be more secure than the stock market. And you want to have a certain mix to that portfolio of those investments. So again, read the book. And after that, you're going to be well on your way and find other things like annuities that you can invest in, so that they have fixed payouts that you'll get at certain rates forever, for as long as you live. And then you have a wealth that will be going on into generations. You'll be building what's called generational wealth. And and so that you'll be great. And I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. Again, go make sure you get those books and look at those videos because they're very important. But thank you again for choosing us here at Freedom Train. I want to thank you and have a great day.